Welcome to Easy to Love Yoga with Shanna. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting my channel. Please remember to share with your friends and family so everyone can enjoy this mindful time of yoga. Let's begin our chair yoga class. Today we're not going to use a yoga strap and we will be standing behind our chair for a few poses. So please place your chair in the middle of your yoga mat so you have room in front and behind your chair on the mat. So let's start class by sitting on our glutes on the chair, hamstrings off the chair, having that nice 90-degree bend at the knees so our feet can be flat on the floor. Thinking about our posture, sitting nice and tall, rolling the shoulders back and down once and placing the hands in our lap. Elongating the spine as if you're trying to reach the crown of your head to the ceiling. Closing your eyes for a moment and just noticing your breath. Notice when you inhale, if you allow your belly to rise, breathing deeply. Let's begin a scan of our body now, starting at the crown of our head, working down to our toes. Please look for any areas you need to be mindful of as you move through this practice today. It could be an old or a new injury, and any pose that we do might happen to aggravate it. So please remember, if something doesn't feel right or it doesn't feel comfortable, you do not need to do that pose. Always keep yourself safe in this or any other practice. Bringing your attention once again to your breath, moving into our 4 square breathing practice. Inhaling through the nose for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. And retain the emptiness. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, relaxing the shoulders. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhaling, notice your posture. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Now return to your regular breath and just notice that you're breathing deeply. Remember, 4 square breathing can be used at any time that you might feel anxious, angry, uncomfortable in a situation. Just use some 4 square breathing to very quickly calm the body and the mind. Let's lower one ear towards the shoulder, gently stretching out the side of the neck. One more breath here. Returning the head to center, and let's lower to the opposite side. One more breath here. Return to center. Lift the chin high as if you were gazing at the ceiling, stretching the front of the neck. If you'd like an extra stretch, just lift the chin a little higher, opening the jaw, pursing the lips at the ceiling. One more breath here. Relaxing the jaw, returning to center, and this time bringing the chin into the chest, gently stretching the back of the neck. One more breath here. Slowly allow your head to roll towards your right shoulder. Relax the shoulders, allow the head to roll across the back of the body. Very slow and controlled movement. Relaxing the shoulders, rolling the head slowly across the front of the body. Slowly across the back of the body. And slowly across the front of the body, pausing at the center. Pausing center, roll in the opposite direction across the front of the body. Slowly across the back of the body, relaxing the shoulders. Across the front of the body. Last time, across the back of the body. And across the front of the body for the last time, and pausing at center. Gently lift the head, open the eyes. Let's roll the shoulders to the back of the room. Release any tension you might be holding in the shoulders. And changing directions, rolling the shoulders to the front of the room. Beautiful. Placing the hands on your lap, bringing your toes out on a diagonal. I'd like you to think about bringing your shoulder towards the knee. So we're going to lower and draw the shoulder towards the knee, getting a nice stretch. Rising back up and changing the sides. Bringing the opposite shoulder towards the knee. Rise up. Shoulder towards the knee. And rise. And shoulder towards the knee. And rise. Beautiful. Let's roll out our wrists. And in the opposite direction. Now we're going to make a stop sign with both hands. So starting off first with the hands relaxed. Now I'd like you to think about drawing the fingertips towards the body, and as you do that, you'll feel a nice stretch in the lower part of the wrist. Breathing deeply, sitting nice and tall. Relax the hands, and now allow the fingertips to lower down. Once again, this is our starting position. Now think about drawing the fingertips as if you're trying to touch the underside of your wrist. Now feeling the stretch along the top of the wrist. One more breath here, and let's relax the hands, lower them down by our side. We're going to start by making circles with the wrists as we rise the arms up, lowering in front of the body. Coming back to the sides, rising up, and lowering in front of the body. And this time, pause at the side. Let's roll the opposite direction as the arms rise up. Lower in front of the body, back to the sides, rising up, and lowering in front of the body. Beautiful. Now let's shrug, inhale, exhale, release. Shrug, inhale. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Now we're going to allow our elbows to come down to our legs. We're going to take one hand, lift it up and over, and gaze through the armpit at the wall. Seated, extended side angle. One more breath here. And let's return that elbow to the knee. Opposite arm comes up and over, gaze through the armpit at the opposite wall. One more breath here. And return the elbow to the knee. Now take the hands, slide them down to your ankles. I want you to focus on relaxing the back of the body, starting at the low back, moving to mid back, upper back, shoulders, your neck, and allowing the head to get heavy and lower towards the mat. Just holding here, feeling the whole back of the body get a beautiful stretch. Breathing deeply. Now changing our hands only. Bring your hands to your elbows now. Feeling the weight change and pull you a little closer to your mat. Breathing deeply. One more breath. Allow the hands to come back down to the feet. And allow them to slowly slide up the legs until you come back into a nice seated position. Bringing those feet back so your knees are in a nice 90-degree bend. We're going to take one hand to the opposite knee and bring your other hand behind us. Sit nice and tall. I'd like you to exhale and twist and look over the shoulder, holding here 8 rounds of breath. One more round of breath here. Slowly unwind, coming seated forward once again, this time opposite hand to knee and behind you on the chair. Sit tall, exhale and twist for 8 rounds of breath. One more breath. Slowly unwind and come seated forward. This time, placing the hands just on your lap. A few rounds of cow and cat breath without use of the arms. So inhaling, lifting the chest, looking up into cow. Exhaling, arching the back and looking down towards the mat for cat. Inhale, looking up for cow. Exhale and arch for cat. Inhale. Exhale. And we'll do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Slowly coming up into a nice seated position. Now changing the hands, grabbing the sides of the chairs. Picking up one foot, let's roll out the ankle in one direction. Just noticing if you have full range of motion and changing the direction of that ankle roll. Pointing and flexing. Points and flex. 2 more. Points and flex. The last one. Points and flex. Let's set that foot down and pick up the other foot, rolling out the ankle in one direction, and just notice if you have good range of motion with this foot. Let's roll the other way. Sometimes we have imbalances in the body we're not even aware of until we bring our attention there. Let's point and flex. Point, flex. 2 more. Point, flex, and point, and flex. Beautiful. Setting that foot down. Let's roll the shoulders. Just release any tension we might be holding. Rolling them forward this time. Beautiful. We're going to start with our hands overhead, touching down to the shoulder on one side, and then alternating that shoulder touch. We're just going to work it so we're bringing the hands up to the side of the body and bringing the hands up overhead once again. Hands up to the side of the body and overhead once again. And this time, allow both hands to touch down at the same time. Feel the chest lift and open as you bring those elbows shining to the ceiling. Relax here, and this time allow the arms to come out to the side as you feel that chest lift and open. One more breath. Beautiful, and let's relax the arms down. Now we're going to come up behind the chair. So I'm just going to move my chair. So standing behind your chair, and you'd like to have your hands on both corners of your chair. We're going to have a seat distance between the back of the chair and our feet. We're going to rise up onto our toes here. Just bend the knees slightly, holding here. Straighten the knees slightly, still on the toes. Come down only halfway. Taking it all the way up. Down halfway. Taking it all the way up. And this time allowing you to slowly come down all the way. Now we're going to bend the knees. We're going to bring our glutes behind us, but bring our body weight forward as we hold the chair. And let's balance on our heels, lifting our toes off of the ground. Holding here. Coming down halfway. Lifting those toes high once again. Toes come down halfway. Lift those toes up high. And allow the toes to come all the way down. Let's rise up onto the toes. Slowly roll back and come up onto the heels. Let's rise up once again onto the toes. And slowly come back onto the heels. Beautiful. And coming flat foot once again. I'm just going to move my chair slightly out of the way. So we're going to come on a diagonal behind our chair. So your chair is always handy if you'd like to touch the chair for balance. We're going to bring our hands to the hips if you don't want to use your chair. Feet are on a diagonal. We're going to come down into a quarter squat. You're just going to hold this quarter squat. I want you to feel the sensations in the body, the muscles that are being worked in the lower body, holding you in this quarter squat. Now we're going to add a right toe and then a left toe. So we're lifting one toe at a time. I want you to focus, once you have the toes lifting, alternating the lifts, try to focus on that squat. Try not to bounce up and down in the squat. The body naturally is going to move a tiny amount here, but try to isolate the movement in the lower body. Lifting one toe at a time. Right toes, left toes, right toes, left toes. Let's do one more set. Right toes, left toes. Both feet flat on the ground. Rise up and just shake out the legs. Give them a little shake. Hands back to the hips or hold on to the chair. Let's come down in that quarter squat once again. This time right heel lifts, left heel. Right heel, left heel. Once you have the heels lifting, alternating, I want you to focus again and staying low in that squat. Try not to bounce or rock too much. Keeping all of the muscles in the lower body isolated here. Right heel, left, right, left. Let's do two more. Beautiful. Let's rise up and let's give it a little shake. Now we're going to combine everything together. So again, you can be holding onto your chair or hands to the hips, coming down into that quarter squat. We're going to lift toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel. Keep the alternating going, toes to heels, and then try to isolate that movement. Stay low in that squat, trying not to bounce or rock too much. Feeling the quads activated, feeling the inner thigh, feeling the glutes. One more set. Toe, toe, heel, heel. And slowly rise up. Give it a good shake. We're going to come down into that quarter squat one last time. We're going to bring our arms into cactus pose. So this is goddess pose. We're going to draw the elbows and the palms of the hands together in front of the body, keeping those elbows up nice and high. Squeeze the arms together. Staying in that squat. Coming back to neutral. And this time drawing the elbows behind the body, feeling the chest lift and open, but the shoulder blades also engaging behind the body. Coming back into neutral, draw everything together once again in front and squeeze. Back into neutral, and once again draw everything behind the body, elbows slightly behind, feel the shoulder blades engage. Neutral, and last time drawing everything forward, add a pulse. Pulsing as you squeeze the arms together. Two more. Let's come into neutral. And once again, behind the back, bringing those elbows just enough you can feel the shoulder blades activate. Coming into neutral, lowering the hands, rising up. Let's just shake everything out. Now you're going to be behind your chair. You're going to have the hands holding onto the chair. Step back enough so your arms are fully extended. We're going to do a modified down dog. So we're going to bend the knees. The feet are hip width apart. Bending the knees. Think about drawing the glutes behind you. And then lowering the torso so the ears are between the elbows. Holding here, keeping the knees bent and breathing deeply. Getting a nice stretch coming up through the glutes, the hamstrings, rising up to the back, all the way to the shoulders. One more breath here. Then we're just going to change our hands, lower them to the seat. Deepening our down dog stretch, keeping both knees slightly bent. One more breath here. Bring one hand at a time, once again to the top of the chair, staying in down dog. Slowly rising up, walking in towards your chair. And now once again, we'll become seated on our chair. So the glutes are on the chair, the hamstrings are off of the chair. Nice 90-degree bend at the knees, sitting nice and tall. Bring your hands to your waist. Let's do some circles in one direction. One more complete circle, and then pause at center. And now let's rotate in the opposite direction. And notice if one direction is easier than the other. Perhaps it is, perhaps it's not. Just notice what your body is telling you today. One more complete circle here. Beautiful. Allowing your hands to come to rest on your knees. Closing your eyes, sitting nice and tall. Noticing your breath, breathing deeply. Let's do another scan of the body, starting at the crown of the head, working down to the toes. Noticing any changes from the scan at the start of class, but without judgment. Bringing your attention once again to your breath. Allowing your hands to drop to your sides. Bring your arms up overhead so the hands come together and lower in front of the body in prayer. Taking a moment again to notice your breath. Notice the energy flowing through your body after completing this practice. How are you feeling today? Just notice. I'd like to thank all of you for spending this mindful time with this practice today. A little self-care goes a long way in our busy day. Focusing again on your breath. Thank you so much for sharing in this practice with me. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Thank you so much. And remember, it really is easy to love yoga. I'll see you next time.